Alright everybody, welcome back to another crypto video, and today we're giving away $150 once more. And today all that you have to do is press the like button and go ahead and comment your Twitter username on Twitter, because you also have to follow me over on there. It's just to see if you guys are really willing to do something to get this giveaway, and I put the team on getting a couple more sponsors and getting a couple of deals in possibly to make sure I can keep up with the giveaways daily, because at this pace you guys are hitting those likes so fast, it's gonna be running out pretty damn soon. But here, if we hit 750 likes, we're giving it away, and let's get into another crypto video. Crypto, stocks, money, I guess it's all kind of the same thing, because all we're talking about here is just our investments. And right here you can see, yes, another stock market crash is coming, how to be ready. That's one of the articles, and a couple of other articles are just saying like, forget about Bitcoin, forget about this. Look at this one here. Forget gold and Bitcoin, I'd buy crashing UK shares in a stocks and shares ISA right now. A lot of articles are built exactly like this, and I think one of the main reasons is people are afraid of a big market crash. People are afraid of big stocks plunging, and I also think that this huge dip that we saw with Bitcoin here is aiding to that a little bit, where your money's never really safe, and we're really at a higher point. XRP is at one of the highest points of the year. Gold is at an all-time high. Bitcoin is doing ridiculously good, and maybe because the tide had turned, people are noticing now like, ooh, maybe it's not that safe, or maybe because gold is moving so high up, people are like, well, let's not invest in those. And basically, since a lot of stocks might be crashing soon or might be emerging soon, because again, I told you guys both ways, right? I told you guys we can either prosper in the economy right now with some very, very great results purely because of the QE, or not purely because of the QE, but purely because of all the measures that have been taken to prevent the markets from crashing, to make sure that every economy is still going to be okay. However, it could also be the exact opposite. We're going to crash so freaking hard due to QE, due to the cases that are increasing, and due to all of that, which might lead to another huge wave of unemployment, which might lead to another big disaster. It could be both, right? And for both, stocks could be a good option, but crypto could be an option. But I just think they're a little bit, just focused on one thing by saying forget gold and Bitcoin. Because right now, I think the situation they're thinking about is, let's buy crashing stocks that are going down. Why? Because that's a lot safer and it's probably a better result, right? It's not the truth though. I mean, we all know that with gold and precious metals and silver especially, and Bitcoin and XRP, there's going to be way better results over a longer period of time. Why is that? Because buying some emerging UK stocks, what will it get you? Really, if you look at it, what's going to get you in a year? Let's say it's going to get you 40%, right? If it goes from bottom to top again. That's nice. That's very, very good. But let's say just if you were to buy XRP, what could that get you if it were to get to all-time high again? And how much would that take? Well, like I said earlier in my video, like yesterday, just going from this point to all-time high could happen in the span of 20 days. So if you have to choose between buying a coin like XRP when it's falling down or buying some UK stocks, well, I think I know what I'm siding with. And that's not just because of the profit potential, it's also because of the possibility, utility, and the current situation. Now, I think crypto is going to be huge no matter what happens to the world. And with stocks, I think really there's a bigger chance they're going to be falling more, or they're going to have another very strange pitfall. And I'm really not that willing to DCA because, well, a lot of these stocks over in the UK, I have no idea what they're doing or what they are about. So I'd have to go and read up into it, go and check really well, or I'd have to go for some indices. But same for US stocks and same for the other ones. You want to buy them once they're falling? Are you going to trade against the trend? Or are you just going to go with XRP where you're DCAing your way down, just buying more? You can do it with stocks as well, but it's a little bit more scary, right? Because a lot of companies won't make it out. And we know that coins like these ones, they'll survive for a longer period of time, at least right now. And basically the point of my statement here is just, if you have to pick between stocks and crypto, I think there's a lot more certainty with crypto that it's just going to be, with dips, but really, really recover well from it. And with stocks, I just find it a little bit less interesting because the profit margins are very often a lot less, nice. And the drawdown could be a lot worse, but that just depends. The point I'm trying to make as well, as I just said, I think crypto is going to beat the market, and thus I would really not side with stocks right now that I'm in this situation. However, if you want some more stability, maybe go for a small percentage in some bonds and stocks, but I prefer to go for some US ones. But really, I really don't understand why you would go for a majority of that. Bitcoin and XRP specifically, a lot higher profit potential. And the reason, or one of the reasons I'm also saying that is, Not just because of what it's looking at right now, because I mean, we've gone up so much already. It could be that we're going to fall 10% right now, right? It's really, really possible. But look at, for example, one of the statements from David Schwartz from earlier. Basically, what it was saying is the higher the XRP price, the more profitable for everybody and the better. Just think about this one for a second. Do you personally think that anybody over at Ripple or any investor really wants the price to be down that much? Well, at this point, I would say yes. Why is that? To accumulate more. But do you really think that anybody's holding for a longer period of time would want the price to be low forever? Of course not, all right? Everybody has a benefit in the price going up. I think every holder wants it, every big guy wants it over a longer term time. Maybe short term, I could agree with you. It would be nicer if it stays at 5 cents for a long while and then recovers because, well, we can accumulate more. But still, in the end, I'm speaking the truth when I say that Ripple has the highest benefit out of all of us for the price to go up. Just think about Chris Larsen for a little split second, right? You know how much freaking XRP he has? He was once worth $40 billion. And that was no accident. He has a lot of XRP. Same for Brad Garlinghouse. He has a lot of XRP. And a couple of those other guys, they have a ton of it. So trust me when I say that their policies are going to make sure that what they are holding themselves, and they can manipulate maybe to some way, shape, or form by promoting it or doing something, I don't really know. Yeah, that they want to get the price up. It might sound like a security in some ways, shape, or forms. Well, I don't really agree with that. I'm just saying, or what I'm thinking here is, we are all in this coin together. Theoretically, it's a free coin, right? So if they want to buy it and make sure the price goes up, XRP, they can actually do so as much as they please, right? Because, I mean, it's just a coin. It's just a coin they bought, like Bitcoin. For example, if they were to say, we really hope that Bitcoin is going to go up, and we really want to make sure Bitcoin goes up, would they be at fault there? Maybe they should say, we're not financial advisors. This has nothing to do with Ripple itself. But on the contrary, if they are also invested into it and they want the price to go up, it's not their thing, but they want it to do, and they're going to try. Is that really bad? It's just something they bought themselves, right? Like, for example, if you buy gold right now and you really want the gold price to go up, is that something that's strange or bad? I don't really know. But I'm thinking here, they all know they have the bigger strategy in place. And one thing we're also forgetting very often is that they have more info than we do. All right, don't forget that. They have more info than we do. They know more banks that are on. They know all of that stuff. We're just in the dark with a lot of these things, right? And every single so often, people come with me or to me and say, hey, man, Ripple's released another billion. They're dumping us. They're going to scam us. Guys, just use the la cabeza for once, right? Use the brain, use the head. If they were to dump it all on us, you know what would happen? People would lose their faith. People would quit. Would that be beneficial to them? Of course not. They know exactly what's within their margins, and they know maybe eventually in the next, let's say, for example, 10 years, when everybody's already, filled their bags with XRP and is already really, really rich and people don't really care that much, they can dump it on us piece by piece. Right now, if they were to dump it hard, which is not really possible because of all the rules, nobody would be into it anymore. And I think with this billion here, for example, they don't really spend much of it, right? They don't really take and keep much of it out. But even if, it's it's 270 million. Yeah, 270 million, out of which, let's say, at least half gets put back. And so much of it gets used by the XP ecosystem. Now, only one thing I could say is going to be a good thing is if they were to really put out publicly exactly what they spend it on. However, I'm going to be assuming for right now, they know as well as we do that a lot of the things they're buying and doing are for XRP's benefit. And in the end, they want to get it to the true value as well. They decided the true value. It's all their idea. It's all their game. Trust me on that one, guys. They want XRP to do better than we do. U.S. court dismisses claims against XRP. Report shows Ripple paid MoneyGram 15.1 mil in Q2. To the second part, I'm going to say, well, Ripple paying MoneyGram is most likely done through these XRP sales, which might be something bad. I can understand. In the end, though, MoneyGram uses ODL, and a lot of people said, well, if ODL use starts to ramp up and a snowball effect goes on, more and more players will hop onto ODL, which will mean more money for us in the long run. Not because of net increase in demand for ODL itself, but because of the popularity and the people who want this asset all the time because it's so liquid. Again, that idea. However, the first part did sound really, really, really interesting, right? And the more I look it up, the more I'm kind of confused as to why they say it's a security, at least some people, right? We have so many different places which have already said it's not a security. And here, according to the court findings published online by Law 360, the court made the following verdict. The court found that the lead plaintiff failed to provide the necessary evidence in the courtroom to support multiple claims regarding XRP's non-security status. Brad Garlinghouse's personal holdings and monetary intentions, XRP's sales strategy, as well as the company's software products. You see this one? Brad Garlinghouse's personal holdings. That's, of course, a very different sector than everything that Ripple owns and everything. Brad Garlinghouse as an individual might really want XRP to go up, right? Even Ripple as an entity might really want XRP to go up. It doesn't necessarily make them a security because they're still the Howey test, right? You have to fill all the 4 pieces. It's not just one of them. It's not just a small part. And so just think about it, like I said, with gold and with Bitcoin. Even if Ripple were to buy a ton of Bitcoin right now and they say, hey, we're hoping Bitcoin goes up, it's not all of a sudden going to become their security or things like that, right? Even if they were to buy 50% of the Bitcoin, it would not all of a sudden be their security if they want the price to go up. If, I wanted to get another couple of examples, but I guess gold is the best one. You buy a lot of gold, it's not all of a sudden going to become a security. It doesn't really work like that. And the same thing for XRP. Just because they have a ton of it doesn't mean it's all of a sudden a security and they're scamming all of us, they're dumping on all of us. I personally also think they're dumping on all of us because I don't really see that working too well. I mean, there's a ton of people, billionaires buying into XRP. Why would they do that if they have the insider info? They're most likely better connected to banks than we are. And also, there's so many companies working on Ripple. And if your real model is just dumping our coins on investors and stupid people, I think it's going to work well for maybe, the first 3 funding rounds where it's like, all right, let's just invest, $20 million in total. But now that they've, in funding C round, invested $200 million in just a couple of parties, these guys know better than we do. Their whole strategy is not just to dump a couple of coins on us. It would be so stupid, such a waste of the technology they have, the idea that they're trying to bring forward. And you know as well as I do that their technology is just going to be groundbreaking. So why would they go for something so low but just dump it on all of our heads? Right now, I think a lot of those concerns come because of some huge liquidation, some huge price drops, and people getting scared for all that stuff. All I have to say about that is don't you worry too much. This type of stuff is partially done by just the big whales, people with billions of dollars. It's a little bit of a whale game. At least that's my personal perspective and personal perception of it all. But also, it's a game not against you, right? You're just part of it because you're unlucky. But trust me, if you didn't participate, and all of you that are watching this video didn't participate, the same exact thing would happen. You have nothing to do with that. Because this is so much money that's being just put in like crazy, and it going with the snowball effect, which gets it down. One of the reasons to get it down is, first of all, for BitMEX themselves, because they get a ton of money when people get liquidated. That's one thing. Also, because people are playing with more money than they can afford to lose. And also, the best out of them all, the bears want to shake you out. They want to make sure that you don't ever get back into crypto, so they have more control over it all. They can manipulate the price better. And even if you get back into crypto, they want to make sure that you lose your money once more. And that's why every once in a while the price does this. And actually, very funny, a little bit before you can see the price is going up. A lot of people are most likely opening some big shorts after this candle here as well. A lot of people were buying into it because some confirmations were met possibly. Then boom, it just launched them to the ground, which I really, really find fun. I really, really like to see because, well, that's what can happen in the crypto market, and especially when you're trading with a lot of leverage, it can really, really happen fast. But $1.33 billion for crypto, $1 billion for Bitcoin, it's a lot though. It's very, very a lot. But yeah, Bitcoin hit 12,000 and then fell back down from it. All I can say about that is just watch out with what you invest in and how much you do. Make sure you always have some money on the side to live from. And these investments will prosper over a longer period of time, but I can't promise anything for the very short term. It's so volatile, it's so crazy. I don't know, but yeah, guys. So summary here is this is going to be huge. You just bet your ass. I'm excited to see what we got going on. We all know the true value is higher for XRP. It's what they want. It's what they need for the true liquidity purposes. We also know that Ripple wants to get it there because it will be better if it were to be at higher prices. Again, just read this through for a little second by putting it on pause. We also know they're releasing money, but it's not just to dump on us. It's literally to make a better framework for the future. It's just logic. And yeah, all is looking pretty damn juicy. I'm really, really excited about it. Guys, thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter though. Do not forget.